You only watch the news to figure out where the fires are burning, which way the wind is blowing, and whether it will rain. Forecast ahead, but first, a mother's boy laid out in the street for hours. The cultivators of corpses are busy seeding plague across acres of the land, choking schools and churches in the motley toxins of grief, breeding virile shoots of violence. These facts don't wash away. Try to praise the mutilated world. I've awakened from a dream in which a robin made with its shabby wings a kind of veil. It opened and closed them like a matador giving up on murder. And I knew upon waking that it was telling me in no uncertain terms to bellow forth the tubas and the sousaphones, the whole rusty brass band of gratitude not quite dormant in my stomach. It said so in a human voice. Bellow forth. And who among us could ignore such odd and precise counsel? Because we are given new cause for grief, fear, and anger on a daily basis, we're at risk of experiencing compassion fatigue and activist burnout. We're being worn down. To be able to respond to suffering and fight injustice, we must also be able to seek out goodness, to find respite in it, to be revitalized by it. The things that harm us exist alongside the things that heal us. And by letting ourselves pay attention to the beauty around us and within others, we're not retreating from the battles before us. We're being reminded of simple joys, human connection, a sense of peace. We're being reminded what we fight for. So through the poetry Long Night, Full Moon by D.A. Powell, The Way We Live Now by Evie Shockley, Try to Praise the Mutilated World by Adam Zagajewski, How We Could Have Lived or Died This Way by Martin Espada, and Summer Day by Mary Oliver. A program. Because there must always be goodness, always be beauty, always be more than what we fear and hate. Thank you, the quiet in which the river bends around the elephant's solemn trunk, polishing stones and floating on its back, the flock of geese flying overhead. Thank you, the woman barefoot in a gaudy dress, for stopping her car in the middle of the road, and the tractor trailer behind her and the van behind it, whisking a turtle out of the road. You only watch the news to figure out where the fires are burning, which way the wind is blowing, and whether it will rain. See the dark-skinned bodies falling in the street as their ancestors fell before the whip and steel. The last blood pooling. The last breath spitting. A mother's boy laid out in the street for hours. These facts don't wash away. And thank you to the quick and gentle flocking of men to the old lady falling down on the corner of 18th and Fairmont, holding patiently with the softest parts of their hands her cane and purple hat, gathering for her the contents of her purse and touching her shoulder and elbow. Remember June's long days and, well, wild strawberries, the drops of rosé wine, the nettles that methodically overgrow the abandoned homesteads of exiles. I see the immigrant street vendor holding his wallet out to the cops. Shot so many times there are bullet holes in the soles of his feet, breathing in the ashen traces of dreams deferred. The detonator's a queer echo that seems to amplify instead of fading. The fires are burning. All known tools of resistance are clutched in the hands of the vile like a wilting bouquet. Cut from their roots, I see the cops handcuffing the corpse. I see the rebels marching Hands upraised before the riot squad's faces in bandanas against the tear gas, and thank you to the man all night long hosing a mist over his early bloomed peach tree so that the hard frost does not waste the crop. The ice in his beard and the ghosts rising from him as the warming sun tells him, sleep now, you must praise the mutilated world. You've seen the refugees going nowhere. You have heard the executioners sing joyfully, but return in thought to the concert where music flared. But the cultivators of corpses are busy seeding plague across acres of the land, breeding virile shoots of violence. So try to praise the mutilated world, breathing in the ashen traces of dreams deferred, the detonators, a queer echo that seems to amplify instead of fading, a mother's boy laid out in the street for hours, an echo that seems to amplify instead of fading. The fires are burning, these facts don't wash away, but these facts don't wash away. So thank you for not taking my friend when the ocean of his mind dragged him to swig fistfuls of Xanax and a bottle or two of booze. Thank you for taking my father a few years after his own father went down. Thank you, mercy, for not smoking meth with your mother. Thank you for what inside my friend's love bursts like a throng of roadside goldenrod gleaming into the world. You must praise the mutilated world, and thank you. The half-court 3 versus 3 in which the 61-year-old, after flipping a reverse layup off my no-look pass to seal the game, ripped off his shirt and threw punches at the gods and hollered at the kids to admire the pacemaker scar gleaming across his chest. Thank you, the glad accordion's wheeze in the chest. Thank you, the bagpipes. You only watch the news. Sometimes I am at the window in the street, kneeling beside the body, left on the asphalt for hours, covered in a sheet. Try to praise the mutilated world. You know, I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down in the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? It's so much worse than we think, and sooner too, but God, what do you think this singing and shuddering is, what this crying and reaching and dancing is, other than loving what every second goes away? Praise the mutilated world. Praise the mutilated world. Praise